Cool. Can you all see from over there? Would you like to join in with the camera? All right. Just kind of little 10, 15 minutes looking on camera flying, where to start. Have any of you flown with a camera on your heads before? Yeah? A little bit? Okay. So this will be good for kind of a starting point, seeing if you're in the same place. Also for talking to anyone else who has these kind of questions. So we're going to look at jumping with a camera. Firstly, do's and don'ts. So there's going to be some good advice and some what not to do's. We're going to look for equipment and the setup we need with that. And right at the end, we're going to just make sure that we know the requirements that we need when we're jumping with a camera. So firstly, we're going to start with where not to start. Anyone, what do you think the problems with this is? Heavy? Yeah, very heavy.
Neck injury.
Neck injury. Then again, this is more of a, like, I want problems of why not to start like this. Because the CI there, if he's really experienced, they're going to let him jump with this. It may be very heavy, but it's fine for him to jump because he's experienced. Why do you think we wouldn't jump this as a first setup? Any reasons? Yeah. So there's a lot going on here. There's lots going. Two of the things I'm going to bring up over the rest of this is the dangers, the two main dangers with camera stuff. And that is lots of distractions and lots of snag hazards. So distractions, snag hazards. That's your two big ones when you're thinking about putting a camera on your head. So, start simple, do's and don'ts. First one. Let's start with one camera. Yes, that is a guy with 17 cameras on his head. I don't know why either. But yeah, we're not going to start there at the very least. We're going to keep it simple. Remember, minimal distractions, minimal snag hazards. One camera is the best way to do that. Second, easy to use. So I know you're not going to be putting a big red cinema camera on your head first time. You all right? You want to?
Yeah.
You good? This also goes for everything like just stills cameras. So they've got loads of settings that might get knocked when you're in the plane, or that you want to try and set up whilst you're, going up to altitude. It's going to have tongue switches, things like that. What you want is something nice and simple. This is a GoPro 11 Black Mini. I recommend using something like this. Use the one touch feature where it's not even on. The door opens and you press that button. It will turn itself on and start recording. And that's all you have to do. You then press it once to turn it off after your jump. That's what I recommend, something like that. It's a great place to start and get that experience. Next one. This is one of those two big ones, right? Minimal snags. And this is something you need to carry forward, not just when you're first doing camera as well. So minimal snags. You see here, this one, you're going to have a bad day. This one, much easier if things go wrong, that it's not actually going to snag onto your helmet. Next one, small jumps. So you may have plans to jump with all your friends to do a full plane load, or hawk yourself off to the nearest load organizer saying that you're a camera flyer now. But best thing to do is this one. Jump, when I first did my first camera jump, I went and did a solo. I just was setting it all up, went and did a solo. I didn't get anything on the camera, but great practice. You don't have to do that, but jumping with one friend, especially who you know well and have jumped with before, is a great place to start. Next, keeping everything else the same. So I don't want you rocking up with your brand new camera, on your brand new camera helmet, with your brand new camera wings, with your new rig that you just got at a new drop zone, and you haven't jumped over the winter or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Try and get current and just change one thing at a time. So bring the camera on your head is a big new thing. Don't be doing all of the new stuff all at once. So have a quick chat about helmets. Firstly, I want to make clear, you can attach a camera to pretty much anything. I also have a friend who I lived with for a few years as well, he actually had a frat hat that he attached the camera to. More of a novelty than anything. I don't advise this. What we can do is something more like this. So these are open faces. Great for use without cameras as well, but these are really customizable. So this is a Cookie Fuel and the Tonfly range as well. This is the X2. You can see here that you can build, you can put one camera on these, you can put more for later on in your skydiving career, which is why they're so versatile in that way. You can also go the route of the full face. If you're going to go full face, I recommend a Cookie G3. You'll notice that they have this piece on the top, which is designed to be able to take on and off. For example, if you need to still use it in the tunnel and they don't want you to have snag hazards on the top of your head. They also come, as you'll notice, with little cutaways, as you can see here. So all three of these helmets can come with cutaways included, which we'll talk about next. Cutaways. Why do you think we have cutaways at all? Anyone? Sorry? For malfunction? As in, for your... Yeah. It's more... So let's have a look. You don't want to find yourself in this position, right? With something snagged around your camera with nothing to do about it. There's no way you can fix that. We want a way that we can solve problems, and that's why we use cutaways. So we want to be able to remove either the camera or the whole helmet. So the three helmets that I pointed at before, you can buy with them included, built in. You can also add them on. There's two ways to do this. You can have one that removes the camera. It can be a little bit easier to install. Only really good for one camera though. So you're not going to be using that if you've got multiple cameras on your head. You can also have systems that remove the entire helmet, which is a little more common. That you can see here on my helmet is this handle. And if I pull this, this whole thing comes off and it releases from my head. So, because I've got loads of cameras that I can put on this, I want to be able to release the whole helmet at once. And this is the kind of thing that you're going to have set up before you jump with that first camera. A little bit of extras. So, indicator light, we've got high pies, we've got camera jackets, we've got tongue switches, ring sights, flashes. Forget about all of that because you don't need any of that anytime soon. There's lots of these extra bits and you're going to see experienced people jumping with all of that, but that is down the line. That's way down. You want to just jump with something simple and get that experience of having something on your head and almost the ability to forget about it so you don't realize it's there, and just get comfortable flying with something simple first. Nextly, that's not a word. Talk to the experts. We've got so much experience. If you come to Skydive Langar, we've got some legends around here. We've got Swoop there, we've got Cookie. Always chat before trying anything new. We might offer some extra insight, give you the briefings that you need, but we're here to help, so always come and have a chat. Lastly, familiarize yourself. So we talked about the snag hazard side of it before. We want to minimize that. This is how you minimize the distractions. Get to know your camera. If you get to the top and you're just about to open the door and you press something on your camera and you're like, oh, I've never seen it do that before. That's when you start playing with the camera, freaking out, forgetting about your handles. But if you've gone through everything that camera can do on the ground, then you know what it's doing. You might know how to fix it. You might be like, okay, this is clear. Or, you know, this is a lost cause and I'm just going to forget about it. I'm going to do it on the next jump. That's fine. Also, you want to practice your sequence. And this goes from before you've gone on the jump to right until you're after free fall is finished. So you want to think about how you're going to charge your batteries. When are you going to change them? When are you going to do things with your memory cards? When are you going to clean them off? All that kind of stuff. Get to know all of that system and practice it. And that's going to really make you a whole lot safer when you get in the sky. Lastly, we've got the requirements. So if anyone that didn't know this, to use the camera, you need the C license and CI approval. So if you come to Langar, you've got to impress Rich, which pretty much just means you need to get a camera brief from one of us in the camera cabin. If you do not have a C license, remember that for that you need a B license, 200 jumps, you need canopy training level 2, one other sticker, which you'll probably have by that point, something like FS1, and you need a C license brief. Two of these I just want to draw your attention to, the CT2 and the C license brief. Easy ways to do that: book onto a C license evening at Langar. We'll do a load of refresh on stuff like spotting, go a little bit more in depth in that, give you that what you need for your C license brief and your CT2, or, and I recommend this even more, just go on a canopy course. Book one of those because they are fantastic. Even if you do this, you should do one of these as well. You'll get things like, if you do it with Ali, they'll be filming your landings and giving you feedback for at least 5 jumps after, which is great information when you're doing that stuff. Cool. All right, any questions? Any questions? Did that cover literally everything? Everyone has all the information they need to go and do camera stuff right now. Damn, I'm good. All right, I'm out. See you all later.